The country is now past 2 months of the nationwide lockdown, as it is the 63rd day of the lockdown today. Nepal in recent days has been witnessing a massive surge in COVID-19 cases, mainly attributed to the failure of the local authorities to stem the flow of Nepalese workers who returned from India with the relaxing of the lockdown measures by the southern neighbor and due to dismal contact tracing efforts. Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. The number of coronavirus cases in the country climbs to 603 after 19 more individuals tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. New cases include a 69-year-old man from Sorakute, Kathmandu. The dispute involving the US-funded MCC agreement erupts yet again. Leader Jhalnath Khanal says the agreement should not be endorsed in its present state. The government's 2.28 billion rupee fund to contain the spread of COVID-19 remains unutilized, lacks clear-cut planning to mobilize the fund. And India is set to resume domestic flights from today, 2 months after a lockdown to curb the spread of coronavirus. Nineteen new coronavirus cases were confirmed in Nepal yesterday, taking the tally of COVID-19 past 600. Speaking at the regular press meeting yesterday, spokesman of the Health Ministry, Dr. Vikas Devkota, informed that 19 individuals from 10 districts, including Kathmandu, tested positive with the virus. Out of the total 603 infected, 525 are men, while 89 are women. The other districts with new cases yesterday include Chapa, Kailali, Parsa, Bara, Sarlai, Rupandehi, Kapilvastu, Gulmi and Nuwakot. With this, the confirmed cases have spread to 42 districts in all the 7 provinces. A 69-year-old man from Sorakute in Kathmandu, a 39-year-old man from Kakani in Nuwakot, and another 39-year-old man from Madane in Gulmi were among the confirmed cases yesterday. A total of 103 individuals have fully recovered from the virus as of the latest update. According to the Health Ministry, altogether 48,815 samples have been tested so far through the PCR method, while 90,026 samples have been tested using RDT. During the press briefing, spokesman Dr. Devkota informed that 513 people have been kept in isolation, while 39,804 individuals are in quarantine. The dispute regarding whether or not to endorse the Millennium Challenge Cooperation Agreement with the US from the Parliament has intensified within the ruling Nepal Communist Party yet again. The MCC dispute erupted again after Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli sought opinions from the ruling party's top brass on the MCC agreement struck with the US. The dispute is now mainly centered on the government's preparations to chalk out the budget for an electricity transmission line under the MCC project. Prime Minister Oli has reportedly made up his decision to endorse the MCC agreement from the current session of the Parliament. The Prime Minister has also directed the stakeholders to include some other projects under the MCC in the government's policies and programs. Meanwhile, the party's executive chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal and senior leaders Jhalnath Khanal and Madhav Kumar Nepal are not in favor of endorsing the MCC agreement. Leader Khanal is also the coordinator of the MCC task force formed by the ruling party. Khanal, Nepal and Dahal are of the view that the conditions of the MCC agreement are against national interest and therefore must be rectified and should not be endorsed in its present state. The Nepali Congress-led government 3 years ago had inked the $55 billion agreement with the US. Senior leader of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Jhalnath Khanal, has said that the American Assistance Millennium Challenge Corporation or MCC agreement cannot be endorsed through the Parliament without amending some of its clauses. Speaking with our correspondent Dashrath Rai, former Prime Minister Khanal warned that if MCC was endorsed intact, it could be unfortunate.
पहिलो कुरा भनेको यो एमसीसी सम्झौता अमेरिकाले नेपाल र अमेरिका बीचको द्विपक्षीय सहयोगको निम्ति मात्र दिएको हो कि यो इन्डो पेसिफिक रणनीतिको अंग पनि हो भन्ने प्रश्न उठ्यो। यो प्रश्नमा स्वयं अमेरिकी नेताहरूले एक पटक होइन विभिन्न पटक यो इन्डो पेसिफिक स्ट्राटेजीको अङ्ग हो भनेर उनीहरूले आफैले भनेका छन्। हामीले भनेको कुरा होइन यो, उनीहरू आफैले भनेका छन्। त्यो उनीहरूले आफै भनेपछि नेपाल त दुईटा विशाल छिमेकीहरूको बिचमा रहेको देश हो। हाम्रो सिद्धान्त भनेको असंलग्न परराष्ट्र नीति छ। हामी कसैसँग पनि संलग्न भएर जाँदैनौँ। यदि आइपिएसको अङ्ग हो भने त नेपालको परराष्ट्र नीतिका पनि विरुद्ध हुन्छ, त्यो नेपालको असंलग्नताको नीतिको पनि विरुद्ध हुन्छ। त्यो कारणले यो आइपिएसको अङ्ग हो भने हामीलाई गाह्रो पर्छ। हामी नेपाल चाहिँ कुनै पनि बेलामा कुनै पनि अवस्थामा संसारमा जुन प्रकारको शक्ति सङ्घर्षहरू देखा पर्ने गर्छ, हामी त्यो शक्ति सङ्घर्षमा छैनौँ। नेपाल स्वतन्त्र रहन्छ र स्वतन्त्र ढङ्गले आफ्नो गर्छ भन्ने खालको कुरा थियो। त्यो कुरो भएन। नम्बर 1 मा यो। नम्बर 2 मा यो सम्झौताभित्र विभिन्न यस्ता प्रावधानहरू छन् जुन प्रावधानहरू हाम्रो निम्ति आपत्तिजनक छन्। र नेपालको स्वतन्त्रता, नेपालको सार्वभौम सत्ता, नेपालको अखण्डतामाथि प्रश्न उठ्ने खालका चिजहरू रहेका छन्। विगतमा सम्झौता भएपछि त्यो कुरा जस्ताको तस्तै लागू गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा केही पनि छैन। त्यसमा कुनै कमीहरू छन् भने, कमजोरीहरू छन् भने हेर्न सकिन्छ। विगतका कुराहरू भएका छन्, कुनै सरकारले गरेको छ, त्यसकारणले पछिल्लो सरकारले फलो गर्नै पर्छ जसरी पनि भन्ने हो भने 1950 को सन्धि किन हामीले परिवर्तन गर्नुपर्ने, 1965 को सन्धि किन परिवर्तन गर्नुपर्ने, विगतका सन्धि र सम्झौताहरू किन पुनरावलोकन गर्नुपर्ने, हामीले पुनरावलोकन गर्नुपर्ने त कुनै आवश्यकतै हुँदैन थियो। तर कतिपय सरकारले कतिपय कारणले गरेका सहमति सम्झौताहरूमा डिफेक्टहरू हुन्छन्। जति बेला डिफेक्टहरू देखिन्छ, त्यो डिफेक्टहरू देखेपछि त्यसलाई सच्याउनु पर्ने हुन्छ। अहिले तपाईँ कालापानी लिपुलेको लिम्पियाधुराको प्रश्न पनि उठिरहेको छ। त विगतमा जुन ढङ्गका कुराहरू भएका हुन्, त्यो विगतमा भएका सच्याउने कुराहरू नै हुन् यिनीहरू पनि। त्यसो हुनाले अहिले पनि हामी यो कुरा सच्याउने प्रक्रियाबाट अगाडि बढिरहेका छौँ। सच्याउने अधिकार हाम्रो छ। हामीले डिफेक्ट देख्यौँ, त्यसमाथि अमेरिकनहरू आफैले भनेका छन् यो त आइपिएसको अङ्ग पो हो भनेर। त्यसो हुनाले अङ्ग हो भने त हामीलाई त यो लागू गर्न गाह्रो पर्छ।
Many Nepalese nationals who had been stranded in different Indian cities due to the extended lockdown amid the coronavirus pandemic have managed to return to their home districts after significant hardship. It was only after India relaxed the lockdown measures, allowing some bus and train services to operate, they were able to make a return to Nepal. Over 10,000 citizens have managed to come back home from Kailali's Gaurifanta transit from 20th of May. With a massive surge in COVID-19 cases in India, which resulted in many Nepalese nationals losing their jobs in various Indian cities, has prompted them to return home. Many of these citizens went through a horrifying experience of traveling at the time of the pandemic and staying in cramped quarantine centers, while some had to spend time without food and money. Despite returning home, it has not ended their sorry plight, as they are now demanding the government for better and safer quarantine stay. Most of them landed in Nepal without proper screening and regular health checkups. The local administration in Baque has sealed the entire Narayanpur rural municipality and deployed the Nepal Army amid risk of community transmission of COVID-19 in the area. The meeting of the District Security Committee of Baque held yesterday afternoon decided to seal the rural municipality from yesterday evening until further notice. One person has died, while 114 people have tested positive in Narayanpur as of the latest update, including one police personnel of Kalafanta police station. The police station has also been sealed. The local administration yesterday afternoon decided to seal the area as untoward incidents, including patients running away from quarantine centers and locals obstructing security personnel and medical staff, were reported from Narayanpur. Earlier, officials from the municipality wrote to the Prime Minister, the Home Minister and Defense Minister to draw the attention of the government towards the crisis situation in Narayanpur. The government has been able to collect 2.28 billion rupees for a fund created to contain the spread of COVID-19 within a period of 2 months. However, the state has failed to mobilize the fund as of now, even as the worst hit districts adjacent to the Indian border are fighting against the pandemic due to the lack of financial resources. The government is still not clear regarding the procedure to mobilize the fund. The government established the fund with an initial amount of 500 million rupees 2 days before imposing the nationwide lockdown 2 months ago. Several government, private and social organizations along with individuals have been donating to help the government to fight the ongoing crisis. The amount has reached 2.28 billion rupees as of the latest update. However, the government has failed in spending from the fund, while many local levels of districts adjacent to the Indian border are facing challenges in managing quarantine centers due to a massive flow of people and lack of budget. According to the guideline, the fund is operated by the Financial Controller General Office. A 7-member management committee led by the Vice Chairman of the National Planning Commission has been formed to identify and decide the area for the expenditure through the fund. According to the guideline, the Finance Ministry is responsible to suggest the committee to spend the fund in required areas based on the report and recommendation provided by the local and provincial levels through the Health Ministry. The government has decided to release 100 million rupees fund each to 5 hospitals, including BP Koirala Institute of Health Sciences and Rapti Academy of Health Science, but the decision is yet to be implemented. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question. Why has the government not been able to utilize the fund for curbing the outbreak of COVID-19? Your options are A, procedural hassles, B, regular budget is enough, and C, indifference of state mechanism. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the sports news. Timo Werner scored his first goals since the Bundesliga returned from a 2-month break amid the coronavirus pandemic as RB Leipzig thumped Mainz 5-0 yesterday. The 24-year-old German striker punished Mainz again with a superb hat-trick to move his team to the 3rd spot of the points table. Werner scored 3 goals and made 3 assists when Leipzig thrashed Mainz 8-0 in November to record their biggest ever Bundesliga win, and they again found him in devastating form yesterday. It took Werner only 11 minutes to find the target, breaking the deadlock with a cool near-post finish from Konrad Laimer's low cross. Yusuf Poulsen scored in the 23rd minute, and Marcel Sabitzer added a goal in the 30th minute to extend the lead to 3-0. Werner scored from close range in the 48th minute to give RB Leipzig a commanding 4-0 lead. Werner completed his hat-trick in the 75th minute with an expertly taken lob and sealed RB Leipzig's thumping 5-0 win over Mainz. Elsewhere, pressure is mounting on Schalke boss David Wagner after his side lost 3-0 to Augsburg yesterday. Schalke are now winless in 9 matches and have scored only twice in that run. And struggling Fortuna Düsseldorf were denied a vital win as Cologne came back from 2-0 down with 3 minutes left to draw 2-2. Fortuna have only lost 1 of their last 8 games, but remain 3rd from bottom in the relegation playoff place, 3 points adrift of safety. English Football League's Championship side Hull City have confirmed 2 people at the club have tested positive for coronavirus. The English Football League earlier said there were 2 positive cases out of more than 1,000 players and staff tested at the 24 second-tier clubs. In a statement, Hull said the pair were asymptomatic and feeling no ill effects, but would self-isolate for 7 days in line with EFL guidelines. They will both be tested again at a later date. The Tigers did not confirm whether the positive tests were from players or staff. It comes after reports that Hull Vice Chairman Ihab Alam wrote to the EFL twice to say the season should be voided. With championship clubs set to return to training today, a total of 1,014 tests were undertaken on players and staff over the past 72 hours, with all but the 2 at the Tigers coming back negative. Those who had returned negative tests would be allowed to enter training grounds, but prior to going in, everyone must complete a screening protocol to detect any symptoms in a manner devised by the club doctor. And it's time now for our special segment, Off the Beat.
The people in general in Nepal have been confined to their houses for the past 2 months due to the ongoing nationwide lockdown. The shutdown of overall commercial activities has affected the economically challenged, low-income population and people related to almost every sector in the country. The government has, however, so far failed to come up with relief packages in a bid to directly address the plight of the general public. The economically challenged communities in Nepal have remained devoid of a majority of essential relief packages except for rice and lentils in the past 2 months of the nationwide lockdown. Likewise, industries and businesses have remained closed while the crops produced by farmers have failed to reach the consumers. At the same time, many labor workers related to informal sectors are hardly being able to make their ends meet. It has been reported that even the middle-class families have reached the stage of needing relief from the government. National-level service providers such as Nepal Telecom, Nepal Electricity Authority and Drinking Water Corporation, among others, accumulate hefty amounts of annual profits from the consumers, but the consumers in general have, however, hardly received any discounts or benefits from these state institutions. The number of people looking to be insured has considerably increased in recent days due to the COVID-19 pandemic. More than 150,000 people in Nepal have been insured in the last 1 month after coronavirus insurance was launched by life insurance companies with the direction from the insurance board, keeping in mind the rising risk of contracting COVID-19. A total of 159,936 people have been insured in the last 1 month and a total of 86,144,000 rupees have been collected so far in Nepal. Experts opine, although the insurance plan was introduced in view to help the insured individuals, the insurance companies could face problems in sustaining themselves. There were only 42 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country on 21st of April. The number of coronavirus cases has increased by 1,100% a month after that. The scenario has driven more people towards the insurance plan. However, there is the risk that the insurance companies could cancel the plan, citing sustainability management problems. It is important for the insurance board to play a supporting role to give continuity to the insurance plan. The National Human Rights Commission has drawn the government's attention, citing that the Social Security allowance to single women under the age of 60 and differently abled persons should not be suspended. The Commission has concluded that it is not reasonable to suspend the Social Security allowance being provided to single women and differently abled citizens in the pretext of the coronavirus crisis. The Commission has added that the vulnerable population as such should have been provided with additional benefits from the state at the current crisis situation, and that suspending the benefits they have already been provided would be against their right to live a dignified life. The government has recently suspended the distribution of Social Security allowance to 80,000 differently abled population along with 320,000 single women under the age of 60 in the pretext of the reeling economy induced by the novel coronavirus pandemic. This is Amar Singh Pradhan for the special segment of The Beat and Kantipur News Desk.
And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and stay safe.